When I married him, I thought I understood the kind of life I was choosing. He was a mechanic, quiet, practical, always smelling faintly of oil and metal. He didn't talk much about dreams or the future, and I mistook that silence for contentment. We lived simply because he said simple was enough. A small house, old furniture, no vacations worth mentioning. At first, it felt grounding. Over time, it felt limiting. He worked long hours and came home tired, emotionally distant, as if his mind was always somewhere else. I told myself this was normal, that stability mattered more than excitement. But slowly, I started feeling unseen. I wanted attention, reassurance, something that made me feel chosen every single day. Instead of talking to him, I swallowed the discomfort and let it grow quietly inside me. That emptiness made me reckless. I didn't plan to betray him, but I didn't stop it either. It started with conversations that felt harmless, someone listening in a way my husband never did. Compliments turned into late messages, and late messages turned into secrets. I told myself I deserved to feel alive again, that emotional neglect was its own kind of betrayal. Crossing the line felt thrilling and terrifying at the same time. I came home smiling at my phone while my husband ate in silence across from me. Guilt followed me everywhere, but I buried it under excuses. I became impatient with him, colder, almost relieved when he wasn't around. I didn't realize how far I'd fallen until lying felt easier than telling the truth. The truth didn't come gently. It crashed into me through a phone call I wasn't meant to answer, voices on the other end speaking his name with a kind of respect I'd never heard. That was when everything unraveled. My husband wasn't just a mechanic by circumstance, it was a choice. He came from a family whose wealth could buy cities, not comfort. He had walked away from it to live quietly, honestly. While I was chasing attention elsewhere, he was carrying a secret built on restraint, not deception. Worse, he already knew about my affair. He looked at me without anger, only disappointment, and explained that betrayal hurts more when it comes from someone who never bothered to truly see you. In that moment, I realized I hadn't just cheated on a man, I had misjudged his entire existence. After that, nothing could go back to how it was. He told me he was stepping into the life he had avoided for years, not because of money, but because staying had cost him his self-respect. I ended the affair without hesitation, but it felt meaningless compared to what I'd already broken. I asked for another chance, not out of desperation, but because I finally understood who he was. He didn't promise forgiveness. He said trust doesn't rebuild itself just because regret shows up late. When he left, the house felt emptier than it ever had before. I learned too late that I hadn't lost a mechanic with no ambition, I lost a man with discipline, values, and a depth I never bothered to